Hello, welcome to another Magnificent Mogul Interview, the brand that promotes entrepreneurs. Today I have with me Dr. Catrina Pullum, otherwise known as Dr. Trina Vision Coach.
Yes.
You ready to get started?
Yes.
I envision that this is going to be a fantastic interview. What do you say?
It's going to be fantabulous.
So Dr. Trina, I am so happy to have you here at Perimeter Zen to be a part of the Magnificent Mogul brand. And I'm looking at this fantastic cake. I just want to eat it up. This is for this is for Catrina and Company, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I'm so happy to have you here celebrating your birthday. And let me just say I'm honored to be a part of this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So I want to let everybody know that we're from the same place, Louisiana.
Yes,
so as soon as I met you, it's like we instantly connected.
Yes.
Every time I meet somebody from Louisiana here in Dallas, there's an instant connection.
It's like from home. You know, we're just, because our personalities, we are very friendly people.
There's
we
like a
the
southern
time.
hospitality.
Yes. Yes, and you don't find that too much, you know, in other states, because, you know, at home, you walking down the street, everybody speaks to you.
Yeah.
We're very warm and welcoming.
Absolutely. Yeah. So did you go through that thing where you were transitioning to DFW and you sort of had to have a moment and figure out how to find your bearings here in DFW?
Yes, it was totally different when I got here, because, you know, being a Southern girl, coming here, the culture is so mixed.
Yeah.
And so you don't know if someone's going to speak to you or not speak to you. So learning the Dallas market, learning the Dallas area was a little bit hard for my transition, but eventually, you know, I got it. And my neighbors actually speak to me. So that was a shocker. So I was like, oh, it's okay to speak. But yeah, just learning how to feel people out.
And the thing is, I guess Dallas is sort of like a melting pot. You have people from Arkansas, California, East Coast. It's like from
India,
everywhere.
Africa.
Yeah.
You just have everybody, every culture that's here. And so beginning to learn and understand that culture.
Right. So let's talk about Catrina and Company. You know, as soon as we became friends, I started following you on Facebook. And there was a quote, actually a post that you posted not too long ago. And it said, "It's a blessing to help others," you know. That instantly resonated with me because that's exactly what I'm trying to do with the Magnificent Mogul brand.
For me, that quote comes from, I grew up with my great-grandmother, and so she was a servant, not only you know, to the community, but also to her church. And so she always gave back. And that's where I get it from.
Oh, gotcha.
So you know how some people get off on just being them. I get off on serving people. When I'm able to empower, inspire someone, that's my thing. That's what motivates me and keeps me going. And so I believe that when you sow good seed, you will reap good seed.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I help everybody.
Well, you preaching now.
Yes. You know, I help them, but not saying, you know, like, oh, I'm going to help Daymond today. Now, Lord, where is my blessing? No, I don't do it like that. I just keep working. And then, boom, you know, it's there.
Well, I wholeheartedly believe that when you help somebody and just by you putting that energy out into the environment, you don't have to look for it to come back because it will automatically come back.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, did it all get started in Louisiana? Did the coaching, when did you pick up the skill to coach others?
The skill to coach others came maybe around 2010 or 11. After you work for so long and you learn the skill, after you've been through so many challenges and difficulties, and wow, I've mastered how to do this. That's how the coaching began.
Oh, got you. Okay.
You know, it's okay to go get accredited, but if I'm spent over $100,000 in education and I have the work experience, I can use that to pour back into others because I had, I used to run a multi-million-dollar division, and so the CEO of that company took me under his wing and he coached me through business. And so all I do is do what people have done for me, pour into me. They poured into me, so I pour into everybody else.
Okay. Well, let's make it a little more personal. You know, coaching is all about having that personal connection and helping people through personal adversity. So what personal experiences, if you can go into them, have shaped your coaching career?
My personal experience would be, it all goes back to my first book, which is called Breaking the Chains from Hurt to Healing.
Yeah.
And so from there, I touch on teenage pregnancy. I touch on how to love yourself.
Got you.
I touch on how to get out of domestic violence.
Got you.
How to overcome child abuse. And so from there, most of my clients that I work with are either entrepreneurs, or they're teenage parents, or someone who has been through some type of struggle that I can relate to.
Got you.
And I help them get out of the situation that they're in.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, what about mentors? Because I know as a coach, to me, the best coaches are the ones who have had like really good mentors, and then they take out they filter out the skills from their mentors that they like, and they sort of put it in their own toolkit.
Yes.
Can you talk about some of those?
Yeah, I have mentors, because you have to always learn. No matter how high you get, you still have to be able to be a learner. You still have to be able to be a student.
Absolutely.
And so I have like a family mentor, which is my uncle. He made his first million in his 30s. So I've always admired him and followed him in the business. That's like within my family. But I do have my business coach is actually Dr. Celicia Thompson, who is the sister of Selena Johnson, the R&B diva.
Wow, that's a good person to have in your pocket.
Yes, and so what I began to get her to coach me, because I just, I always want to learn and upgrade my skills.
Yeah.
And so from there, some stuff I already had in place, to hear her say, you don't need me, you already have it. But for me, it was more of confirmation, because a lot of people want to do business with you, but they want to go from A to Z. Well, I'm not an A to Z kind of girl.
Right.
I'm an A, B, C, D. And either you're going to work with me or you're not. And if you don't work with me, baby, it's not your season to work with me, because I like to do things. I never do it on a local level, because I'm a global type of girl.
Absolutely.
And so I love to do things right. If we're going to do it, let's get in this for the long haul, not just for the 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
And so, there have been some ups and downs or some challenges with that. But then I had to regroup and rebrand. And only deal with my target audience.
Gotcha.
Sometimes people call, we're friends, we cool, can you really help me out? But if you're not willing to do it the way that Dr. P wants you to do it, it's not going to work. And it's okay to say no. I had to get to that point to understand that it's okay to say no and tell people you can't work with them.
Absolutely. I think that's a part of something that every entrepreneur goes through. It's like you have to scope your business. You can't do everything. I see that problem a lot of times with entrepreneurs. They kind of want to take on the whole world and think that they can do everything, but you really have to scope every business.
Yeah.
And then for the things you don't offer, then partner. And then that way you can kind of captivate.
Yeah. So that's the introduction to Catrina Company.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's about building that network and partnering up. So many times what I really despise or I don't like to see is that because we're in the same business, does not mean that we can't work together.
Yeah.
Because there's enough business out there for everyone. And we can be so much further ahead if we work together. It's called strategic partnership.
Absolutely.
And if you work together, and so with Catrina Company is it's a network about dealing and referring out to other people within that network. So if someone's looking for a venue, what I'm going to say? Check out my friends over
Perimeter Zen.
That's right. They looking for a house. What I'm going to say?
Check W.
Yes. So that's me. And I just did a radio interview the other night, and they were like, we never see people like you that really want to help. I'm helping you, and I don't want anything in return. Now, if you choose to bless me, that's good too. But I sincerely help you.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I also want to reiterate that thank you for blessing me, because everything that you just said fits into the Magnificent Mogul brand, right down to strategic partnerships. That's a phrase that I use on the website, So it's the connection. It's meant to be. I like what you said about, aiming for a global market, because as an entrepreneur, I think it's very important for people to aim for the stars, because you just might land on the moon.
That's right.
I like that, what you said. So With that in mind, what are some coaching techniques that you sort of pass on to your clients?
Mm. First of all, you have to believe in your vision.
Hmm.
The vision, you have to make sure that is what God has destined you to do and what He has given you. And once you realize that, you have to write it down. Once you write it down and you put it where you can see it, you have to set realistic goals. And then from there, we start putting things in place and I start holding you accountable.
Okay.
But you have to take the first step, because if I'm doing all the work,
Yes.
it's not going to mean anything to you.
Yeah.
So,
Well, what do you think is the problem? Because I think we live in a time where there is so much opportunity, and what you have to offer, a lot of people are looking for it. They want to be able to envision a future that they want to have, and then they want to capture it and then live it. But so many people still have that problem. What do you think it is? What do you think is the wall?
Speaking for us, most of the time, we're not known for owning our own businesses. We're known for working and working and working and retiring instead of building our own legacy.
Okay.
And so, as a part of my birthday month, I always do something to pour back into others, especially I do something bigger. And that's why I'm doing the event here today, is for business owners or executives to come in and be able to talk about their business and network with other people. And so for us, we have to believe that we can achieve what it is that we want to do.
Yeah.
Don't stop sitting around talking about it. And you may have people in your ear that's negative. You got to let them go. You have to be able to take a risk anytime you go into business, even if that means leaving Billy, Bob, Sue, whatever, sitting on the sideline while you pursue what it is that you have to pursue.
Is that typically very hard for a lot of people to do? Because I know, as personally, I sort of had to sit back. I've taken part in, exercises where I've actually had to meditate. I've, sat back and had to go on hiatus from different business things that I was doing. So, is that something that you teach people in your envisioning exercises?
Yes, I teach them that.
Okay.
And like I said, before they even start with anything, they have to be ready for the change.
Okay.
And if they're not ready for the change, it's not going to work. It's not that, you leaving them behind. Some of you going to leave them behind. But some of you just have to take a break from it. So you can move forward in what it is that you want to do. And I've been there, so that's why I can say that. That's why I'm able to coach, because if you haven't been through anything or been through the experience, it's easy for you to give someone advice. But I've been there when, I lost a friend. I came from behind the scenes and put myself more in the forefront, and they just stopped talking to me. So I went through that phase, and then I had to go back to my foundation, which is God, and say, well, if it was meant for them to be my friend, and if they really was my friend, they would be happy for me.
Yes. Yeah.
And so, if I would have just stayed back because I was doing what my friend want to do, guess what? It wouldn't be no Dr. Catrina Pullum. It wouldn't be no Catrina Company. It wouldn't be all the other businesses that I have.
Okay. So I like what you mentioned about, you started to go into the conversation about God, and I know you're a very spiritual person. How does spirituality fit into your business model?
All my businesses are Christian based.
Okay.
If you're not of God, or you make it relevant that you serve somebody else out of God, our business probably won't work, because we pray in everything that we do. And I have a team now that if I say we're going on a fast, they like, okay, what we gonna do? We gonna go together. But I do have one client who is a Jehovah's Witness, and so we work around her spirituality, but for the most part, she believes in what we believe in.
Okay.
So, I don't believe in, you popping bottles and doing all of this stuff, and then you got my brand on, so I have issues with that. If you're out doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing, no, we don't. We do everything in excellence.
Got you.
And that's how I operate. If I'm not there, they know. That's Dr. P's person.
Yes,
that's her team. We know. They know when I show up on the set, or if a client shows up on the set, they know what to do, not to do. Oh, no, we going through her. We going to talk to her. So that's the type of brand that you have to build.
Absolutely. I agree.
And so, because I won't I couldn't be here without God. I've been through so much, and so I always have to pay homage to Him. And if you don't like me, I come on your radio show or your TV show or whatever it is you want to do an interview with me, God is going to be mentioned. So if it's going to be a problem, guess what? That means it's not meant for me to do business.
Absolutely, that's understandable. Yeah. What about your nonprofit efforts? Because I know you're not just strictly business. I know you give back too. So you want to talk about some of your nonprofit efforts?
The nonprofit that I sit on the board for is Center of Empowerment for Families and Youth. And so we work with families who are considered in today's society as at risk. We work with victims of child abuse as well, especially child sexual abuse and domestic violence. And so the difference with us is that I can do therapy with a child, but if I'm putting them back in the same environment, it's not going to work. So I work with the family as a whole, and the family as a whole is a big holistic picture to me, because like now our families are going down. They're going down. We're not fighting for our families. When I was coming up, it was truly, it takes a village to raise a child, and it's really not that anymore. We have parents that are kids raising other kids. I had my first son when I was 17, but I still had that family structure to help support me. And we don't see that
I think
anymore.
that's key what you're saying, because I don't think it's necessarily that younger people are having kids. It's the infrastructure, and that all starts at home. My mom is in the education system, and she tells me about it all the time. And that's the number one thing that I hear. It's the infrastructure. She cannot get the support from the parents. Talk about that. Talk about how you build that support from within the family.
I use something called solution focus. So you go in and you don't dictate to the parents, this is what I need you to do. Because if I'm dictating to you what you need to do, it's my plan, it's not your plan.
That's right.
So you're not going to buy into it.
They need to own it.
Yes. So when we go in, we deal with the guardian or the parent and tell me, how can I help you? What will make your situation better? And then you got to take time to learn, because a lot of times we give up on our kids or we give up even on adults. But until you get to the root of the problem, you can't really cast irons at them and say, oh, they're no good, they not this, they not that. Because a lot of times we've experienced some demons or some things have happened to us and we never dealt with them. Because coming up, oh, we don't do therapy, we don't do this. And so those demons are still there, which causes us to go out of control. And so I like to deal with the guardian, work my way down to the child. I do that with my own kids.
Gotcha.
They get in trouble. Okay, how we gonna fix this? You know, how we gonna do this? And once you do that, that's the buy-in.
Gotcha.
And really, I don't like the word buy-in. I really don't like that. But that's them taking back their future. So they just need a little coach to help them get through.
So whenever you interact with the guardians, do you experience any pushback that you have to overcome or deal with?
Of course. And so it takes some time. I just can't give up on the first or the second time. But I do more research and try to figure out where they are.
Gotcha.
And as long as I'm persistent and they see I'm persistent and beating down that door, they'll come through.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to express what you do through that organization, because I think that's fantastic. Actually, I spent more time talking to you about that because it just piques my interest, and I'm so happy to see you giving back, especially as it relates to kids and the family unit. So, and
that's why I tell people how to get me. Just say it's for the kids, and I'm there to support. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna make it fun now because this cake is making me hungry. And we're both from Louisiana, so let's talk about Louisiana cooking. What can you throw down in the kitchen?
I do everything.
Tell me about your meal. Tell me about something that you make that I would love.
Gumbo. Because I get everything. I go home and get everything, or I have it shipped to me. So I do like the
hold up. I'm going to have to slow you down because my mom is watching this. Mom, I still love your gumbo. But go ahead.
Well, what I want to tell you is that the chef that's coming in today, she's from Louisiana, Mississippi. And so she always, every time she cooks for me or cook for an event, she always have some type of Louisiana food. Although I tell her to switch it up. So we'll be in for some good treats today.
Got you. I'm so looking forward to it.
But I do gumbo. And with my gumbo, I don't use these what you call them, big snow crabs.
Yeah, you know, yeah, that's
No, we do
that's
like
East Coast
the
stuff.
we do like the baby blue
Yeah.
crabs. I do the shrimp from home. I get my sausage, my okra. Everything comes from home. I grew up really, truly like a Southern girl, going out to the country. My family still have their farm where they have, like, we never really had to go to the store because growing up then, the uncles, the brothers would take care of their sisters. And so they would go to the farm, pick up everything, and bring it to their sisters and stuff. And so I could still go home and get red beans and all that stuff off the vine.
Yeah.
So, I'm very good at gumbo. Any seafood
You can't talk
dishes.
about a gumbo without telling me about your roux. So did
I
you
can't
cook
tell you
your
about
roux?
the roux. It's a secret, but yes, I make my roux from scratch. And the reason I know how to cook is because my great-grandmother raised me. So I used to be a little girl sitting in the kitchen with her, learning how to cook because she did breakfast, lunch, dinner. She was a true grandmother, unlike some of the new grandmothers today. But she was a real grandmother. And so sitting in the kitchen with her, you got taught manners, you heard stories, you learned so much. So bread, pudding, all of that with the little whiskey and, all of that. Yes.
Well, I can't wait to taste that food that's going to come out here for this event. So, Dr. Trina, it's been wonderful having you here for the Magnificent Mogul interview, and I so look forward to the event that we're about to have.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.